CFR Network, CFR News, back, diligently working hard in the lab. Again, keeping the build local again. I'm not thousands of miles across the pond. I got the sibling with me, Jedi, artist, activist, mentor, father, creator, creative, and so much other things. I welcome the sibling to the broadcast, man. What's happening, man?
Salute, broski, man. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Nice to be on here. Finally made it happen. And yeah, man. Thank you for having me on here, bro.
You're most welcome, man. You're most welcome. You've got a unique, interesting, and powerful story that we need to uncover and expose to the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's the whole
Yeah.
reason for this thing. So before we even jump into the main meat and potatoes of this thing, zombie apocalypse 2020. We're in the Gregorian year 2021. Yeah, no. We briefly touched on this before we started recording the shit, but like,
Yeah.
how's it been, man? How's it been for you, man? How you been navigating?
I've been navigating well. I think I've been flourishing under these type of scenarios where some of my siblings ain't been doing that great, because I think they were very much rigid in their ways and stuck to the systematical or the systematic, we want to call it calendar routine, and to find themselves with like spare time on their own, time with their spouses, time with their kids, whatever. It sent some people a little bit cuckoo, but I think most people are readjusting, because humans are really good at readjusting. Me myself, the only real impact I could say it's had on me is like when it comes to things like youth work. It's that's slowed right down, because a lot of the facilities have been closed because they're owned by local authorities, and we have to follow their guidelines. So yeah. Apart from that, it's been good seeing a lot of people's eyes becoming open to the fact that maybe not everything that's presented to them is factual or correct, and it's been enjoyable for me to see people going through that process of like questioning things. It's like another 9/11, you know what I mean? It's birthed a load of people with questions, which is, I think, is a good thing.
100% agree with that. I concur. It is actually, I think, in essence, this is bigger than 9/11, because, you know, quote unquote, according to the official, and I've got big major air quotes while I'm saying this, according to the statistics and the fear porn which was pumped out, crazy number of people have died over this. Not 3,000 souls who were, you know, sacrificed on that day. You know what I mean? Thousands of people, man.
My issue is not to get too caught up on all of that side of things, but my issue is, whose data can we trust? You know what I'm saying? Like,
taste and feel, sibling. From when I can't see ambulances zooming up and down the place and people falling out everywhere. Yeah, you know.
Well, we definitely didn't see what we saw in China. If you remember.
Yep.
People walking down the road and just fainting, body bags being shifted. I mean, they're giving us that same imagery in India now. You know, they're doing mass funeral pyres. Have you seen that? Have you seen footage of it?
Yes.
I'm just like, this ain't enough for me, you know. This nah.
But hey, but Jedi, listen. We're part of this BAMI community, this BAME thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, we're part of this apparently, right? You know, and because we're of a minority and we're melanated, we're supposed to take it. Apparently, you know, we've got to help out. You know, we can't be questioning all these things. You know what I mean? We gotta, because if you don't take it, if you don't have a foreign substance injected into your ass, you could infect somebody else that you love and you know.
And even when you get the foreign substance injected into your ass, there's no guarantee that you won't still be contagious.
Exactly.
Or that you won't still be able to catch COVID, which many people are catching COVID after they've been vaccinated. So I mean, like, you know, someone put it to me like this. Sorry, let me just sort this out. Someone put it to me like this, yeah. Do you drive?
Yeah.
Bro?
Yeah, man.
Right. So I say to you, well, you know what, yeah? We got this revolutionary new fuel, yeah? There's 99.9% chance that you don't need this. But we're advising you to take it, and it could,
Yeah.
we're advising you to take it, and it could
blow your car up.
Blow your car up completely. Blow your car up completely. It could write it off, yeah, or severely injure your car. How many people would take that?
Listen, if it was marketed right, a whole load of people are going to take that there, man.
What? Even if it could fuck up their pride and joy, which is their car.
I
kind of don't know.
Look,
you know what I mean?
The logical thinking people, of course, they'll be like, no, I'll stick to the usual fuel or diesel that I'm using. But the ones who are susceptible to like those American style advertisements for medicine, and it says, yeah, man, we can clear, we can cure this and alleviate this, and then right at the end of the song, yes,
blindness, muteness.
Suicidal thoughts.
Yeah. Suicidal thoughts. They're right now. Yeah. And they'll still take it.
Yeah, man.
You know what? Maybe you're right. That's just where we are.
Because we got certain people who are cut from, unfortunately, and people don't like this term, they're cut from a different cloth, man. They're built slightly different to the other folk.
Yeah.
Those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, they see and hear it all. Whereas the people in the stupor who are alleging that they are quote unquote woke, they don't know the ass from a hole in the ground, to be quite blunt and honest. They ain't studied to show themselves approved and really taken this thing in, man. Like, question everything, man.
Yeah. What are you not questioning and why?
That's the biggest
that's
thing.
That's why I ask people, what are you not questioning and why? Where did that level of confidence come from? Is that even safe?
Well, if you think about it, we're taught and we're conditioned to trust and believe in authority. If the government, if someone in a costume, whether that be a white coat and a stethoscope, or one of those crazy policy enforcers with their little bright high vis stuff, if someone like that presents themselves to you, you've got to acquiesce, Jedi. You got to shut the fuck up and listen to everything that they're saying. Right. You know what I mean? And like nod your head. Like
stand under them. Dog. I've got to stand under them.
you see it there. Language is so clear, man. So clear and so confusing, especially this English language that we're speaking, where someone can see you and they will greet you by saying hell is low, or they'll say to you good morning, and you're thinking to yourself, who's dead?
Who's dead?
Who are we mourning? And should it be good that we're mourning someone?
Good morning. Yeah,
where's that power, man?
Spellbinding is deep. I do believe that reverberates through most new languages and even the old ones. It's designed like that. It's designed like that. You have to have mastery over what you say. It can be quite arduous. It's a big job. Sometimes you get lazy. Like today, someone, I got the copyright on the phrase "Happy New Day." I own that. That's me. That's mine.
Yeah, man.
And today, someone jumped on my live stream today and was like, "Oh, good morning." I was just like, "Oh, fuck it, good morning, bro." Like, that. And sometimes you just like, I can't be bothered. Maybe I tell myself the intention or the understanding in my mind may override this time, or what, I don't know. But usually, when we start getting into words and language, it tires people out. They can't be bothered. They don't want to like come out of the pattern.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of work for them. I don't know, man.
You're
Yeah,
right,
but
sibling. Listen, you're right. It took me a long time to rephrase from greeting people with hell is low.
hell is low. Yeah, yeah.
That was the first one. It was like, raw. I didn't even think of it that way. And you know what, sibling? This is the crazy thing. When I was a youngster, a youth in my early teens, me and my brethren went to go check somebody. I ain't gonna put her name out there, but we used to go check on a regular basis. And she was old enough. She's probably like 4 or 5 years old enough. So we used to, just conversate, politics and stuff. And I remember one time I checked, one of the first times I checked her, she was like, hell is low, hell low. Wait, what's all that about? And me as like a young, dumb savage, I'm like, shut up, man. That's how you, everyone
Yeah,
greet each other, man.
everyone greets each other. You're being
This,
extra.
this is it. And she broke it down and I took it in. It sunk into
Mm,
the memory and stuff, but I didn't execute it until again it was brought to my remembrance as a man, as a grown man. I was like, rah, okay, yeah, I get it. Which is cast spells. Spells are letters put together to form words.
yeah.
Yeah. So when parents are talking about, yeah, man, I love my baby goats, man. I love my kids. I always chuckle,
Yeah,
depending on the town I'm
yeah.
talking to. I'm like, yo, yeah, I hear what you're
Kids.
saying. Or someone will say to me, hey, Noble, so how many kids have you got? And I'm like, I ain't no farmer, Bridging.
Yeah.
I'm looking to have a homestead at one point with some kids and some chickens, some chicks. You know what I mean? And a dog, you know. But at this current time, I just want to surround myself with humans, with
Mm,
human beings, human beings. I'm not into the animal thing,
mm.
but the
That
responsibility
is,
is step on the people, them the adults, to say, okay, yeah, it is difficult to change your language. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? Of course you can. Takes a bit of
well,
time.
and the dog should be willing. But
This
we
is
one thing we're good at is adapting.
yes, as you've highlighted, we're all adapting. I mean, look at small businesses. Look what they've had to do. If they're able to cope through this year plus period, they've had to majorly adapt because the government ain't. They're talking about all this government stuff, government helping small businesses. Nah, boss. I, I'm a small business owner, and
Yeah.
the level of help I've received in comparison to if I was working for someone is ridiculous, man. 100% if you work for a corporation or for a company, if you're a small business owner yourself, you're going to get what, potentially 60 to 80% of
Mm.
support, and you got to jump through all kind of crazy hoops. And then you've got the dishonest mother effers who will be getting their little dodgy accountants to register companies or produce
Registered
records.
company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. And
yeah, yeah.
man are getting 50 wow for each company and stuff.
Boy, I'm hearing about that, and my thing with that is like definitely good. Go for it, man. Go for it. Well, if you can get it, obviously, there's consequences if you're caught.
Exactly.
There's, so but if you can get it and get away with it, that's for me. I believe in these type of guerrilla reparations. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So get how you can, but just keep yourself safe. I know no money is worth your liberty.
Well, this
That's
is the
it.
thing, and I haven't looked recently, but especially in Brum, there were 3 people about 2 months ago who have been convicted over this thing. And I really think in the next couple of months, we're going to see a load of
Loads more
headlines.
people.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I hear what you're saying, most definitely. I hear what you're saying, and I can
Mm.
concur to a point. But who's going to pay this shit back, mate? Wasn't it? What year did they just finish off paying the slave reparations? Was it 2012 or some shit?
Look, look. No one. I don't think we should concern ourselves with who's paying what back because their money system is a fraud anyway. Um, I just that money's gonna go. That they do money laundering. That money's designed to
Hmm.
go around in circles. They created the money for it to
Hmm.
go out there, for people to pay it back, for it to go out there. We shouldn't worry about that. Who's
Hmm.
paying it back is of none of our concern. Because if it wasn't for that, there'd be another tax. that would be mandatory anyway. You know, we already taxed for our air, so I don't really think you can get anything more than that.
Yeah.
Council tax is a tax on your air, so
yeah. Well, look what they're doing with the carbon thing. Everything
right.
that lives is carbon based. We are carbon based beings, and yet they're
Carbon,
taxing carbon.
taxing carbon, they tax water, they've taxed the air, they tax the road, which are all, you know, the road is a pathway for you to travel.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling is a human right,
Mm-hmm.
and should not be subject to any kind of fees. Well, you
Taxation,
know,
man.
if we stand under the law, then this is what happens. We stand under their legalities, not even the law, I shouldn't call it that.
Yeah,
Under
yeah.
their legalities and their isms and schisms, and this is what happens. You know, statutes and that.
Key point, man. Key point that you're differentiating the difference between legalese, statutes, acts, and policies, and the law.
Mm-hmm.
LAW, two different things, man. Two different things, and we've also got common
Completely.
law. We've got the Magna Carta of 1215, June 16th.
Right.
You know, which in the Declarations of Independence was built. The premise of all that was built upon the Magna Carta.
Mm.
But as you say, when people stand under the law, you know, when they understand things, they don't understand things, they don't overstand things, and here's a new one, they don't equal stand things, then we can
You
get
have to
into
break that. You have to break that one down. That equal standard. You got me. I'm with the rest. I'm with the rest.
I know, because listen, sibling, I just
Yeah.
brought, I had a sibling Tarnoon bring that new piece of language to my vocabulary. Equal stand to get onto the same point, the same level.
Right.
So inner over under, and then at the same time, when we're conversing, when you and I verse universe, we're coming together to equal stand to get to that same point. So that's what it be, man. That's what it be.
I'm with you.
So let's get into let's get into Jedi in more detail, man. What's your heritage, sibling?
Nigerian.
Both parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
Igbo. I'm from the Igbo tribe.
Scenery. You born here though, or were you born Nigeria?
Yeah, I was born in Camberwell, South London. Yeah.
South. Okay, right. And what spiritual system do you folks deal with?
Well, I'm not really too sure of what my dad would publicly claim, but my mum raised me a Jehovah's Witness, and she left the faith, and I left the faith when she departed.
See, okay, all right. Let's stay there then. Let's stay there. Jehovah Witness, pardon self, in my opinion,
Yeah.
the Witnesses and who are the other one? Seventh-day Adventists. They're the closest of sorts in regards to kind of following what was written in the manuscripts.
Yeah.
Observing the Shabbats and, you know.
They are. They're close. They're very close.
But there are some, you know, some stuff in the LNG wise and, you know, the prophetess, etc. The rewriting of the manuscript into their own
Oh
version.
wait. LNG White. That's 7-day Adventist.
Yeah.
That's not Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No. Who's the founder of Witnesses again?
Charles
Taze Russell.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it. Yes.
They said the same shit though.
Exactly.
You know, like same ending. Also, I think she's under. What's she under? She's under something. He's under a pyramid. Like it's the same shit. I would say Jehovah's Witnesses was the new Masonic order of Christianity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's how I would describe it. Looking back on it retrospective, they study the hell out of the Bible. They study. They do. They're the people on the ground, very genuine.
Yeah.
Very much into what they're into. I mean, not everyone's genuine, but you know what I mean. I mean, as in believing what they're preaching. It's heartfelt. The cult aspects of the faith are just very obviously to see.
Yeah.
You know, isolation from your group. You know, you're told you're no part of the world. Keep yourself to yourself. And then you get punished if you don't toe the line via two ways. They say one's a public reprieval? Is that the word? Public something like that. A public reprieval, which means they announce on the speaker, like on a Sunday, yo, brother CFR, yeah, he fucked up. We ain't gonna say how he fucked up, but he fucked up, and he's being publicly reproved. So that means like you've been told off, and you've got a strike by your name.
You've been put on blast.
Yeah, and then the second system is you've been disfellowshipped.
Oh yes, I hear about that one. That's a hardcore one.
That's a hard one. Yeah. The same thing, shaming, public shaming, but now no one's allowed to chat to you.
Yeah.
No one's allowed to talk to you. Your homies in the Kingdom Hall, your homies, your Jehovah's Witness homies can't chat to you. Your family members are expected not to speak to you.
Yes.
You get me? And you got to work and claw your way back into the fold. And you can get that for as simple as having a boyfriend, having a girlfriend. I don't know. You got caught smoking. Someone said you had a joint. Someone said you smoked a joint. Someone said they seen you smoking a joint. They walked past your house, they smelled weed. They locked your door. You opened the door with a joint in your mouth. Yeah, you just finished it.
Yeah, hardcore thing that is, man.
Yeah. It's serious.
And look, even since you brought up the weed element of it, now, that's more socially in regards to, socially, that's not okay to smoke marijuana. Right. But the Most High created us so perfect that we have, she took the words out of my mouth, with the cannabinoid receptors in the brain.
Of course.
So, like, it's a plug and a socket. So that wouldn't be there unless it was purposeful.
The only argument is how to consume it. That's the only argument.
Well, smoking, we know, right? And I put my hands up to this. We should not be smoking the thing. We should be drinking it or ingestation.
Yeah, man, get that cannabisum, oil up in you, man. You know what I mean? That's
for shiggity, man.
It's there, man. It's there in the books, man. It's there, cannabisum. That's the oil, the special oil. So get that in you. But yeah, the question on that is combustion. Should we combust or whatever?
But ultimately, we as individuals, we have to make that decision ourselves. Yeah. You can know the best thing to do the knowledge, do the research, have conversations, should I be doing this shit, or is there another way to deal with this thing and feel good? And then
but without transparency, we can't have these conversations, and without these conversations, we can't get to the truth. We can't, you know what I mean? And without that, then we're gonna make silly decisions. It doesn't make no sense to shut down discourse on it because you've made it such a shameful thing that we can't talk about it. Meanwhile, I'll tell you what's funny. If I go and meet you now, and I've got a pack of this whoa, and we get pulled over by the local law enforcement, I could end up with a penalty, a fine, a conviction, even a custodial sentence, depending on how much I've got and what the circumstances are.
Yes.
But this country is the world's #1 supplier of medical marijuana.
Exactly.
Please make it make sense. Make sense, bro.
Yes.
Make it damn sense. We had a period of time where the Prime Minister's husband, because we had Theresa May as the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister's husband had won the contract for distribution of medical marijuana. And it's like, yo, our Prime Minister's this is how he puts food on the table.
This is it.
And then under her laws, I have to be arrested for the same plant.
Yeah, because he doesn't have that. Because you haven't got the ISO 9001 accreditation, and you haven't, greased that person's palm, and you don't fall under the umbrella of being the Jedi medical dispensary, you know, you haven't
Right,
paid your
right, right.
dues, sibling, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? They want
yeah.
some of that money, man.
They want some of that. You got to grease palms, man. You got to grease palms.
It's the weirdest thing, but yeah, we can go and go get you can go to like Tesco's, Morrison's, and we can go get ourselves some alcohol, some
Yeah. Oh,
spirits.
no problem. Well, yo, I got a headache. Let me get some. Let me get some.
Yeah, yeah.
Some
I
ibuprofen. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
That's
see it
cool.
there? You see it there?
This is all good. This is all good. You know, but a plant. Oh no, hell no. You
That
know,
wacky
hell
backy
no.
stuff, Jedi. Nah, man, you can't be dealing with that, brethren. No, you're not supposed to be. Oh, but you can go and have a cigar. You can bun down a
Yeah,
cigar if you want. You can bun a cigarette which has got 101 plus chemicals in it, including damn formaldehyde, mercury, and all kind of stupidness in there.
right.
Like, give us the thing natural, man. What's up with these wicked beings who but they want to change a natural something and just awk with it? Like fluoridation of water. And then these weirdos try and tell us, say, hey, Jedi, listen, you gotta drink the water from the faucet, you know, from the tap. You know, you
Yeah,
gotta drink, you gotta get the Colgate fluoridated toothpaste, man. Don't get that natural stuff because it's gonna help
right,
your
right,
teeth.
right.
And you
All
say to
inverted.
yourself, hold
It's
up,
all
hold up.
inverted.
Totally inverted because it's not like they're going out and getting the natural chemicals. No, sorry, let me rephrase that. The natural substance of
Right.
fluoride, which occurs naturally. From what I hear, from what doctors have told me, and from what I've researched, the fluoride that they're using is a chemical waste.
Okay. It's a
It's a
chemical
waste.
waste.
It's a waste product from an industry which they've said, here we go. We're producing
We,
tons of this.
we got use for it now.
Yeah, man. Let's do the thizzle.
Yeah,
Give it to the
yeah, yeah,
people, them.
yeah.
You know.
That that fits perfectly with their MO of how they seem to operate. So, yeah, even their waste, they will try and profit off us and make a profit off us and harm us with it. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know what
It,
I mean? When they say waste not, want not, uh, they're not playing.
they're
they're
really not playing, man. They're really,
not playing.
and they get it on every end. So they'll supply you the deaths or the slow deaths, and then they will treat you via big pharma and the
Yeah,
NHS
yeah, yeah,
system. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. Give you the chemo for it.
This is the thing, man.
yeah,
Irradiate you with
yeah,
yo.
yeah. Blitz you, blitz you. And if you do make it out, then they send you to Holland and Barrett to go and get the products that they've irradiated too. It's crazy.
It's
It's crazy, man.
it's
What can we do, Sid? But yeah, so just to bring it back, Jehovah's Witnesses, that was, if you like, that was the spiritual system
mhm.
I was inducted into at a young age, and I got myself pretty fluent in it. Enough to knock your door and try and talk
Yes.
to you, even though I
The
really didn't
fish.
want to.
You was
Yeah,
fishing. You was
I
fishing,
love to fish.
brethren. Yeah,
I
man.
love to fish. Enough to give talks in the actual like Kingdom Hall,
Hmm.
which is nothing special. I think a lot of children were encouraged to do that. So one thing I'd say, it helped me become a confident speaker, a
Hmm.
good researcher, and I was already a very competent reader. But that helped, and it also
Definitely.
helped me to learn how to live a double life, because on one hand I was doing all that, and then on the other hand I was growing up in Europe's largest council estate with up to a 98% unemployment rate.
Blood fire.
98. you know,
Flippy now. And this is Peckham, right? We're talking talk. We're
Peck,
talking.
Peck Nizzy, yeah, Peck
Yes.
Nam, man. So yeah, so obviously, as you can imagine, I was faced with other challenges and other realities, and had to
Yes.
adapt and deal with them in different ways. So I literally wasn't the person I was pretending to be when I was, in the Kingdom Hall or in the presence of my mother
Hmm.
or around other, like, of the religious folk. so I'd be holding it down and
Yeah.
whatever. But I pretty soon got involved in quite serious crime. Sorry, sorry, 1 second. I've
No
got to
problem.
do this.
No problem.